Radhe Krishna, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Welcome to the Bhakti Secret episode number 20. Tirkolur Penpillai is continuing her divine outpouring, much to the amazement of Swami Ramanuja and his disciples. Every rahasya, every Bhakti secret which Tirkolur Penpillai is narrating is capable of changing our lives. It is capable of making an impact in our day-to-day lives. Our entire life is a spiritual experience. It is only we who try to differentiate life or compartmentalize life into materialistic life and spiritual life. Actually, all activities which are done for the sake of God, with God in the mind, with His names in the mind, without having any selfish intent, is itself a spiritual activity, no matter what the activity is. So let us see what Tirkolur Penpillai has to say in this Bhakti secret. She selects a statement from the great epic Ramayana once again. This is her fourth successive rahasya from Ramayana. The person she is benchmarking in this rahasya is none other than sage Vishwamitra. Her rahasya is, did I say I know Lord Rama like Vishwamitra? So in what context did sage Vishwamitra make this statement, which captured Tirkolur Penpillai's attention, is the content of today's topic. So sage Vishwamitra, he was originally a king called Kaushika. So once he was on a mission, he was passing through a forest where he happened to meet sage Vashishta in his hermitage. Now sage Vashishta organized for a grand lunch with the help of his wish-giving cow Surabhi. Now this Surabhi cow could produce lunch for the entire retinue within no time, and this immediately caught the attention of King Vishwamitra. So immediately he started asking Vashishta for Surabhi in return for infinite wealth. Now Vashishta wouldn't partake Surabhi. So this resulted in a fight between sage Vashishta and King Vishwamitra. Naturally, sage Vashishta didn't have an army to fight with, but he had his greatest treasure called Surabhi, the wish-granting cow. This ensued a battle between King Vishwamitra and his army on one side, and an army which emerged from the Surabhi cow on the other side. So the army from Surabhi cow defeated King Vishwamitra's army, and that killed Vishwamitra's ego to the extent that he renounced his royal life and he started living as a hermit. So once in his hermit life, Vishwamitra was doing some penance, some yajnas. Now these yajnas were disturbed by some demons. So naturally Vishwamitra felt that there should be someone who should be able to protect his yajna. So he immediately thought of Rama. He says Rama is the perfect person to salvage the yajna from these demons. Immediately with that thought, he went to Ayodhya. In Ayodhya he met King Dasharatha. Dasharatha welcomed Vishwamitra and he humbly inquired about the purpose of his visit. So Vishwamitra explained about his yajna, the demons, and he needed a protector. So he intended to take Rama along with him. Now there were many other intentions, many other objectives which Vishwamitra wanted to achieve with Rama. So just protection of his yajna was not the only purpose with which he had come to fetch Rama. But he told Dasharatha that that was the only main purpose for which he wanted to take Rama along. Now Dasharatha was perplexed. He was childless for a long time. Then he had to do some yajnas like Putra Kameshti Yajna, and with that he got 4 sons, Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrughna. Rama, being the eldest, was very close to his heart. So he could not even imagine how Rama could accompany sage Vishwamitra, and that too on a mission to slay the demons. But he could not refuse and invite the wrath and anger of Vishwamitra. So he thought about a plan diplomatically. He explained to Vishwamitra that Rama was still a young boy. He didn't even know how to lift his bow and arrow properly. He was just undergoing his training. He's just a lad of 11 years. And what does he know about archery, or for that matter even slaying the demons? So he told Vishwamitra that either he himself, Dasharatha himself, would accompany him on this mission, or he would send some able soldiers who can help Vishwamitra in his mission. At this point, Vishwamitra, till now, he was listening patiently. He said with a huge confidence. Now that verse, what he said in Ramayana, goes in Sanskrit like this: Aham vedmi mahatmanam Ramam satya parakrama Vashishtopi mahatejaha Yeche me tapasishtitaha. Which means, O Dasharatha, I know who Rama is. He is a great warrior, and great saints like Vashishta also know about this truth. So what he was intending is Dasharatha, who is leading a kingly life, who is blindly attached to his son, who has so much royal duties to perform, who was indeed childless for long and had to do yajnas to get 4 sons, which means all in he was totally leading a materialistic life. He was not capable of understanding who Rama really was. Now Dasharatha was again confused. He thought Rama is my son, and what is Vishwamitra talking about? At that point, Vishwamitra glances to Vashishta, who was also sitting in Dasharatha's court. Now, because of the previous enmity between Vishwamitra and Vashishta, which we just saw, they never used to agree on anything. Whatever Vishwamitra spoke, Vashishta disagreed, and vice versa. But this was such a statement that even Vashishta would not disagree. They spoke eye to eye, where Vashishta completely agreed with this statement that Vishwamitra spoke about knowing Lord Rama. And Vashishta was happy in a way that Vishwamitra had realized the truth. So this was the statement which captured Tirukkullur Pen Pillai's attention, that to accomplish a mission, Vishwamitra came with great confidence and he declared he had done so many penances, and with that he had ultimately realized that Lord Rama was the truth, and he had the courage to announce that in Dasharatha's kingdom. So Tirukkudur Penpillai feels, what has she done? Like Vishwamitra, she doesn't have that faith or confidence in God or in herself. So she is not capable of staying in this divine land of Tirukkudur. Now Swami Ramanuja was stunned to hear this narration, and how much could a person go into such great detail in such a vast epic, catch a particular sentence and create a benchmark out of it. So that is all from Tirukkudur Penpillai's Bhakti Secret number 20. Now what has this in store for us? We saw that Vishwamitra came with great confidence in a particular mission. So the importance of self-confidence in whatever we do in life is a very well-known fact. But extending this concept of having self-confidence and equally having the faith and confidence in the divine goes a long way in building immunity to face any challenge in life. That was what Vishwamitra demonstrated by having that confidence in himself, having that confidence in Rama, and ultimately succeeding in his mission of taking Rama along with him. The rest is history in the great epic Ramayana. So can we try to build that unshakable confidence both in ourselves and in the Lord, so that we can face any situation in our lives? So that's all from our Bhakti Secret episode number 20. Stay blessed, stay devoted, and stay tuned for our next Bhakti Secret episode. Radhe Krishna, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha.